It was supposed to be an ordinary night. Nothing supernatural. No ghosts. No monsters. Just normal people in normal places experiencing things they still can't explain. The kind of moments that make your stomach sink. The kind that make you double-check your locks. Or turn on the lights before walking down the hallway. Tonight, I'm going to share 10 real-life horror experiences. Stories from people who thought they were safe, until something very wrong happened. And the most disturbing part, in many of these stories, no one ever found out what really happened. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy true scary stories, realistic horror, and unsettling real-life experiences, make sure to subscribe. Tonight's video features 10 disturbing true horror stories told from the perspective of the people who experienced them. So, turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and let's begin. Story 1. The man standing in the backyard. A few years ago, I lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Nothing ever really happened there. No crime, no strange neighbors, nothing. My house backed up to a small wooded area. It wasn't very deep, just a patch of trees separating our street from the highway about half a mile away. One night around 2 a.m., I woke up for no reason. At first, I thought it was just one of those random wake-ups. But then I noticed something strange. My dog was sitting upright on the bed. He wasn't barking. He wasn't growling. He was just staring at the window, very still. That immediately made me uneasy. My dog almost never reacted to things outside. I slowly got up and walked over to the window. And that's when I saw him. A man, standing in my backyard. He wasn't moving. He wasn't looking around. He was just standing there, staring directly at my house. At first I thought maybe it was a neighbor looking for something. But something felt off. The way he stood there, completely still. I watched him for almost 30 seconds. Then suddenly he started walking. But not away. Toward my house. I froze. He walked slowly across the yard until he reached the back door. Then he stopped and just stood there. I could see his silhouette through the glass door. He didn't knock. He didn't try to open it. He just stood there, facing the door. I grabbed my phone and called the police. While I was on the phone, I kept watching him. After about 2 minutes, he turned around and calmly walked back toward the woods. By the time police arrived, he was gone. They searched the area, but found nothing. No footprints. No signs of forced entry. Nothing. But the part that still bothers me, the officer asked if I knew the man. Because according to him, the guy had walked directly to my back door like he'd done it before. Story 2. Someone was already inside. A few years ago, I rented a small apartment while I was in college. It was an old building with thin walls and creaky floors. One night, I came home around midnight after studying at the library. Everything looked normal, but when I opened the door, something felt wrong. The air inside felt different. I know that sounds weird, but it felt like someone had been there. I walked inside slowly. Nothing seemed out of place. But then I noticed something strange. My bathroom light was on. I was absolutely certain I had turned it off before leaving. I figured maybe I forgot. But when I walked past the bathroom, I heard something, a small sound, like fabric moving. I stopped. The bathroom door was slightly open, and for a moment I thought I saw a shadow move inside. My heart started racing. I slowly pushed the door open. The bathroom was empty. No one there. I felt stupid for being scared, until I noticed the shower curtain. It was closed. I always left it open. Slowly, I pulled the curtain aside. Nothing. But then I heard it again, this time from the hallway behind me. A floorboard creaked. I turned around quickly, and I swear, I saw the front door slowly closing, like someone had just slipped out. I ran to the hallway. The door was shut, but when I opened it and looked outside, the hallway was empty. No footsteps, no elevator, no stairwell noise, nothing. To this day, I still don't know if someone was inside my apartment, or if they were still there while I was searching the bathroom. Story 3. The car that followed me home. I used to work late shifts at a restaurant and usually drove home around 1 a.m. One night, I noticed a car behind me at a red light. Nothing unusual, but after a few turns, it was still there. Then 5 turns later, still there. At first, I told myself it was just someone going the same direction. But when I turned onto my street, the car turned too. That immediately made me uneasy. I drove past my house and continued down the road. The car followed. Now my heart was pounding. I made another turn, then another, still behind me. Finally, I drove toward the police station downtown. The moment I turned onto that street, the car behind me suddenly made a U-turn and sped away. But the part that still makes my stomach drop? The next morning, I noticed tire tracks in the gravel across from my house, like someone had been parked there overnight. Watching. Story 4. The voice on the baby monitor. When my daughter was about 6 months old, we used a baby monitor with a small speaker. One night around 3 a.m., I woke up to static coming from the monitor. Then I heard something, a voice. At first I thought it was interference, but then I heard words. Very quiet, very slow. Hello. I froze. My daughter started crying in the other room. Then the voice said something else. She's awake. I ran to her room immediately. There was no one there. No open windows. No sign of anyone entering the house. But the monitor was still on. And just before I turned it off, I heard breathing. Story 5. The Night Hiker. I once went camping alone in a national forest. Around midnight, I heard footsteps outside my tent. Slow walking, back and forth, for almost 10 minutes. I assumed it was another camper, but then I realized something strange. There were no other campsites nearby. The footsteps stopped right outside my tent. I held my breath. Then I heard a voice whisper, "Are you awake?" I didn't respond. After a minute, the footsteps slowly walked away. The next morning, I found footprints around my tent, but they only circled the tent once. There were no tracks leading in, and none leading away. Story 6. The Empty Bus Stop. One night, I was waiting for a late bus after work. I was the only person at the stop, or at least, I thought I was. After about 10 minutes, I heard someone breathing behind me. I turned around. No one there. But then I saw something strange. On the glass wall of the bus shelter, there was fog, like someone had just breathed on it, right behind where I had been standing. Story 7. The Locked Office. I worked late one night at the office. Around 11 p.m., I heard typing from another cubicle, but I knew I was the only one there. When I walked over, the computer screen was on, a document open, and one sentence typed. "I thought you left." Story 8. The Window Knocker. At 3 a.m., someone knocked on my bedroom window. 3 slow knocks. My room was on the 2nd floor. Story 9. The Man in the Hallway. My apartment door camera recorded someone standing outside my door for 2 hours. Not moving, just staring at the door. When I opened it, the hallway was empty, but the elevator was still on my floor. Story 10. The Door That Opened. One night, I woke up to the sound of my bedroom door opening. Slowly, I said hello. No answer. Then I saw the hallway light turn off, and the door slowly closed again. In the morning, every door in the house was locked. From the inside, ultra. Sometimes the scariest experiences aren't ghosts or monsters. Sometimes it's the feeling that someone was there when they shouldn't have been. If you enjoyed these true horror stories, let me know in the comments which one disturbed you the most. And if you have your own unexplained experience, feel free to share it, because sometimes the scariest stories are the real ones. Good night.